Hello, welcome to Curious Crochet. My name is Zoe and I'm going to give myself a challenge. I've asked AI to create me a crochet pattern in US terms and I'm going to see how it goes, whether it works, whether it lines up, whether it matches, whether it's easy to understand. We shall find out. So come join me. Let's give this one a go. I'm using Bo Peep Luxury Baby yarn in a DK weight. It's 52% Falkland wool and 48% nylon. Feels very soft. And I'm using a 4mm hook. Right, the pattern here says Lace Bloom Doily, original crochet pattern in US terms. It gives some materials, but we'll work with our own. So it has a range of stitches. So let's start at round 1. So round 1, it says chain 6, join with a slip stitch to form a ring. Well, we can do that easily, that makes sense. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then join with a slip stitch to form a ring. And then it says chain 3, which counts as a DC, then 15 DC in the ring. Join to the top. Right, I shall do that then. 2, 3, and then 15 more. I'll be back once I've finished all of these. Alright, I've done all those double crochets now, just to join into the top of the first chain. It's a good start. Right, let's go on to round 2. It says chain 3 and then DC double crochet into the same stitch. So right, round 2. It says chain 3 and then double crochet into the same stitch, which we shall do. Then 2 double crochet in next stitch around. So that is 2 double crochet in each stitch. That's pretty simple. Right, so 2 double crochet in each stitch. 1, 2. Right, I shall come back when I'm back round to the beginning again. Right, well, I've done all those 2 double crochets in each stitch around, and now I need to join it into the first chain. There we go, slip stitch, and that's round 2. Right, we're still good, it's still working. Right, round 3. What's it telling me to do now? It wants me to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Then it wants me to double crochet in the next stitch with chain 1 and then carry on around. So double crochet in the next stitch and then chain 1 and then double crochet in the next chain 1, and we shall do that all the way around, and then I will be back when I get back to the beginning again. Now at the end of round 3, let's join that into the third chain up. 1, 2, 3, and here we are. Right, so now on to round 4. It wants us slip stitch to the next chain space, which is there. So we just go into there, slip stitch, and then we want to chain 3, then 2 DC in the same space, 2, 3, and then 2 DC in the same, and then 3 DC in the next chain space. Repeat around. Right, so that's what I shall do, and then straight over to the next space and 3 DC, 3, then straight into the next space and another 3 double crochet, and I shall continue that all around, and then we'll come back when we get to the end. Here we are at the end of round 4, and it says to join. So we shall join. In we go. There we go. It's looking a bit puffy and packed here, isn't it? Wonder if it's meant to. Right, round 5. Let's have a look. Chain 4 counts as a treble. Okay, so chain 4, treble in the same stitch, which we shall do. Chain 2, 2 treble in the next cluster center stitch. I'm guessing this one. Okay, we'll try that then. 2 treble in the next cluster center stitch. 2, 3, and then I'm a bit confused. It says, right, I'll read the whole thing out. Chain 4 counts as a treble, treble in the same stitch. Chain 2, 2 treble in the next cluster center stitch, which I'm assuming is the middle of the 3. It says 2 treble, chain 2, 2 treble around. So I'm a bit unsure here. I've done this wrong, haven't I? Let's have a look. Center. Oh, no, hang on. 2 treble, and then 2 treble. I think I've worked it out, bear with me. Right, so let's go back here. I believe when it said the next cluster centre stitch, I think it meant, hang on, next door. So let's go in here. This is what I believe. And then so you want to put the 2 trebles in there. So that's what I believe. And then it says 2 treble, chain 2, 2 treble around. So I believe that's what we need to put in each centre stitch of each of those clusters. Chain 2, about right to you. Right, well, I'll continue doing this around and then I'll come back and see what it looks like. Well, this is the end of round 5, and as you can see it's totally overpacked with stitches, but I've counted the shells and it says 32 shells, and that's what we've got. So let's carry on. Let's trust the process. Right, just do a slip stitch to join that one. Right, round 6, it says slip stitch to the next chain 2 space. Right, slip stitch to the next chain 2 space, which is there, and then chain 3 counts as a DC, and then 4 DC in the same space, 5 DC in the next chain 2 space. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then another 4 double crochet in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the way over to the next chain 2 space and do 5 double crochet. Wonder if this will bring it in a bit. 1, 2, 5, and then over into the next chain 2 space, and I shall continue that all around, and then we'll come back when we get to the beginning again. But this is the end of row 6. As you can see, it didn't help the overpacking very much, but we made it round, and let's join it. Round 7. Right, chain 1, single crochet in the same space, chain 5, skip 4, single crochet in the next stitch around. That sounds pretty easy. Right, so chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and then it wants us to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, skip 4, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet in the next, and then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 4, single crochet, chain 5, 1, 2, and then skip 4, single crochet, and then that's the same all the way around. I'll be back when I get back to the beginning. Well, this is the end of round 7. I've just done my last chain 5, and I shall join it to that first single crochet and just lay it out flat. It's not quite as I'm expected so far, but it's not quite as I'd hoped so far. It's a bit bumpy, but we shall carry on. Round 8, it says, right, so we need to slip stitch into the first chain 5 loop, which is like that. Then we need to make a shell in there, and the shell consists of chain 3, then 4 DC, 2, 3, 4, chain 3, and then another 5 DC in the same loop, and then that has to be repeated in each of the little chain 5 loops. So it's 5 double crochet, 4, 5, chain 3, and 5 more double crochet, all in the same loop. 3, 4 and 5. So that is going to give a bit of a point. Right, I shall do that all the way around, and we'll come back when we get back to the beginning. It's still very packed. Yep, let's join it, and then we'll see what. I'm on to round 9. It wants us to do chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, then chain 7, single crochet in the center chain 3 of next shell around. Okay, so by the looks of it, it wants us to be here because it wants us to do chain 7 loops between all the chain 3 spaces, although it's telling me to chain 1 and single crochet here, but then that doesn't look right. So chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, chain 7, single crochet in center of chain 3 of next shell around and join, and we're only meant to do 32 chain 7 loops, so I'm thinking we need to work our way to the point of this shell. So we'll just slip stitch that. There we go. So we're in the point of the little shell, so chain 1 and then single crochet into the same, then chain 7, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then single crochet into the next chain 3 space, and then keep repeating that all the way around. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the next chain 3 space around. So I shall carry on doing that, and I shall be back when I get to the beginning. Well, here we are at the end of round 9, just on my final chain 7, and I shall just join that to the beginning, and we have 2 rows left by the look of it. Let's see what we can do with this. For the last 2 rows I've had to change colours as I was running out of this beautiful green, which by the way is called Seahorse. Now this grey is called Tin Man, same brand, so I shall be using this for the final 2 rows. Right, for round 10 it says slip into chain 7 loop, chain 4, 3, 4, and then 6 trebles in the same loop. So if I just catch those tails in as I do it, so 6 trebles in the 2, 3, 4, oops, try that again, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in my chain. Then it wants 7 trebles in each loop around. So wrap it around again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I shall do that all the way around, and then we'll come back when we get back to the beginning. Well, this is round 10 joined and finished. As you can see, it's still a bit poofy, but it is what it is. Right, let's move on to the final round. Round 11, which they call the final picot edging. So let's give that a go. So for round 11 it wants to chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain. Bit fiddly. There we go. That's the picot made, and single crochet in next 2 stitches around. I'm guessing we have to do another picot then, because it doesn't say to do another picot or what the repeat is. So I'll do another picot, which is chain 3, 2, 3, slip stitch into the first, single crochet, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and 2, and then same again. 3, single crochet, slip stitch into the first, single crochet, and then single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and that gives us a little picot edge. Right, I shall do that all the way around, and then we'll see what the finished product looks like when I get round to the beginning. Well, here we are, round 11 finished. All these little picots around the edge. Wow, was this successful or was this not? Well, all the stitches lined up. There just seems to be too many of them, causing all these ruffles, unless the doily is meant to be ruffled. Well, it's called lace bloom doily, so maybe it just means it's blooming. Who knows? It could also just be that I didn't use the recommended yarn. They recommended size 10 crochet thread with a 1.5 to 1.75 millimeter hook. That may have helped to cause a bit of this bunching up. Maybe a good bit of blocking might work if I pulled it out right. Who knows? Hang on, let's have a look. Yeah, blocking may help. Let's pull it. That's kind of helped a little bit. Still a long way to go though. But yeah, that was quite enjoyable. Yeah, I think I'd like to try this again, but with the recommended yarn and hook size, just to give it a fairer try. But as for an AI generated crochet pattern, it could have been worse. We got to the end and it looks pretty smart. I like it. Right, so I shall see you again on the next video when I try it with the proper things, with the recommended hook size and yarn. So I'll see you there.